you wonderful people. My name is Nikki-lee, and today I'll be teaching the choreography for the chorus of It's Summer by ITZY. This tutorial is mirrored, so feel free to follow along as is. And with that, let's get started. We're going to start with our feet about shoulder width apart, and our first motion is on the 8 count, and it looks like this. 8 and. So on 8, we lean forward and bring our hands so that they're sort of like they're holding a tray in front of us. Then on the and count, we come up again, and our arms should be sort of like parallel lines facing up towards the ceiling, with our hands sort of in line with our face. Next, on the 1 through 4 counts, our feet are going to be continuously moving towards the right side of the room. And we're going to start on the 1 by bringing our left foot in to meet our right, and simultaneously swiveling our heels towards the right side of the room, like this. When you swivel your heels towards the right, your knees should be facing the left corner of the room. Then on the and count, instead of swiveling our heels, we're going to swivel our toes like this. And we're just going to continue doing that, switching our heels and our toes, moving towards the right until the 4 count. Our arms at this point are going to look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So breaking that down, we're going to keep our left arm still for the first few counts, while our right hand is like it's fanning our face. Our hand is going to be flickering on every count and half count. So we have 1 and 2 and. Then on 3 and, we're going to cross in front of our body with our pointer fingers pointing, and then cross back out again. So we have 3 and. Then on 4, we're going to bring our hands in front of our body with our thumbs pointing towards us, like we're gesturing towards yourself, I suppose. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Adding that to the legs, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. From 5 through 8, our legs are pretty simple. We're just going to step on the right on 5, step on left on 6, 7, and then on 8, we're going to bring our left foot slightly under our body so it's more in the center now. Our arms for the counts 5 through 8, starting from where we left off in this position, are going to look like this. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So breaking that down, on each count and half count, your right arm and hand should be closer to your body while your left hand is further away from your body. When we add the arms to the legs, it looks like this. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. For the next few counts, we're pretty much just walking fours. However, when I film, I like to make a sort of curved line. When I film, I try to stay in the center of the camera, so I'll just head slightly towards the left. We're just going to walk 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you're stepping first on your right foot and then just walking forwards until the 4 count. At the same time, our hands are going to be fanning ourselves again. So starting from this position that we ended on 8, we're going to bring our hands back up to our face and flick our hands towards our face on every count and half count. Adding that to the legs, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The arm motions for the next part look like this. We have 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. I know that kind of looks like a lot of really tiny and specific motions, but don't worry, I'll break it down so it hopefully all makes sense. So we ended our last section on the 4 count like this. Then on the 4 and, we're going to bring our arms in front of our chest and cross them with our palms facing towards the front of the room. Then on the 5 count, we're bringing our arms back out so that our palms should be facing outwards, with our arms slightly bent. Next, on the and count, we're going to flick our wrists downwards, then bring them back up on 6. Then on the next and count, we're going to turn our hands so that our palms are now facing inwards towards our bodies. Then on the 7 and count, we're going to swing our wrists downwards and end back in this position with our palms facing that sides of the room on and. And on 8, we're going to bring our hands down to our sides. When you rotate your wrists, they should rotate so that if you were to look at your left hand, it's rotating clockwise, and if you were to look at your right hand, it's rotating counterclockwise. So again, all together, that looks like this. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Please feel free to re-watch this section as many times as it takes to sort of get that to feel natural so you don't have to think about it as much. I know I had to just practice those arm motions more than a few times until it really felt comfortable in my body. Now we're going to move on to the leg motions of this portion of the dance. So we ended with our feet together on 4. Then on the and count, we're going to bring our right leg slightly off the floor, just in front of our bodies. Then on the 5 count, we're going to bring our right leg back down to the ground and bend our knees slightly. We're going to continue with this motion, alternating our right leg and our left leg until the 8 count. So what that means is that every and count, either our right or our left leg should be off the ground slightly, and on every full count, our legs should be together, both on the floor with our knees slightly bent, and we're just going to alternate our right and left leg. So we have 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Adding the arm motions to the legs, we have 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Let's just go over what we've learned so far, starting all the way from the beginning. We'll do it first with counts, then 75% speed music, and then full speed music. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. 1, and 2.
It's my summer. 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 It's my summer.
Congratulations, we've made it through half of the entire chorus. We only have 2 more 8 counts to go, and I believe these next 2 8 counts are way easier than the past 2 8 counts that we already learned. We're going to start by jumping out on 1 with our feet a bit wider than shoulder width apart, and we're going to bounce twice. It's just 1 and. This bounce isn't a full squat or anything. We're not actually coming off the floor. You're pretty much just coming up on your tippy toes, then back down, up on your tippy toes, and back down, and that's all the bounce is. Then on 2, we're going to hop onto our right leg with our left leg off the floor, and our left knee should be facing the left front corner of the room. And we're going to bounce twice again on 3, and then bring our right leg up. Oh my goodness. We're going to bring our right leg up on 4. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Our arm motions for this section are pretty simple. They're just going to look like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we're pretty much just wagging our fingers with our pointer fingers pointing outwards. Our arm should be slightly bent. On every count and half count, our pointer fingers should be facing downwards, and it's just going to alternate like this. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you want to get a bit more detail oriented on 2 and, our head should be facing the right side, and on 4 and, our head should be facing the left side, and that's just depending on which way you're leaning. The next section is going to look like this. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Breaking the arm motions down first. On 5, our arms are going to swing down in front of our body, then come back up, cross in front of our chest, and then hit this sort of, separated V position. On 5, our palms in this position should be facing the back of the room. Then on and, they're going to come back down the way they came, crossing sort of in front of our hips. And then on the 6 count, our right arm should come in this sort of lower diagonal position, while our left arm pulls up like this. It's almost as if there's a string attached to your elbow, like a puppet, and someone's pulling it towards the corner of the room. So we have 5 and 6. On 7 and 8, we're basically doing the exact same thing, but we're going to end in this position instead of this one. On 7, we're going to cross in front of our chest again, ending in this separated V position. On the and count, again it crosses in front of our hips. Then on the 8, our left arm is going to go into this lower diagonal position, while our right arm is like it's being pulled to the corner of the room. Together we have 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Our leg motions for this section, starting from where we left off here, on 5 we're going to jump slightly towards the right side, bringing our legs together. Then on and, we're going to bend our legs. Then on 6, our hips are going to swing towards the right side. On 7 and 8, again, we're pretty much doing the same thing, just towards the other side of the room. So we jump towards the left, bend our legs, and then on 8, we swing our hips towards the left. Now if we add the arm motions, we have 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Now onto the last 8 count of the chorus. We're going to start again by fanning our face like we've done so many times in this tutorial already. We're going to fan ourselves 4 times on 1 and 2 and. Then on 3 and 4, our arms are going to sort of make this wave position like this. Our hands are going to come up with our palms facing the front of the room, then swoop down, and then back up. And our hands should end on 4 like this, where they're sort of in line with our shoulders or neck level. At the same time, our leg motions for this section, starting from where we left off here, is our right leg is going to step diagonally forwards, and then we're going to swing our hips towards that corner and then back on 1 and 2 and. Again, if you want to be a bit more detail oriented, our hips should be in the swinging motion on the 1 and 2 count, and one leg should be straight and the other bent on the and counts in between. So we have 1 and 2 and. While our arms are making this wave motion on 3 and 4, our legs are just going to look like this, 3 and 4. So we're bringing our right leg in just in front of our left foot and straightening our legs on 3. Then on the and, you step onto your left foot. You're not really moving your left foot. You're not moving your foot in front of your right. You're stepping exactly where it was, and we're bending our legs again. Then on 4, we step onto our right again. So together that looks like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Adding the arm motions, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On 5, 6, 7, 8, the members of ITZY just walk into their next position. So we'll just do 5, 6, 7, 8. You can pretty much walk wherever. The main idea is that you're just making this walking motion, and your arms don't have to do anything. Great job, guys, that's the entire chorus. But before we go back to the beginning and do everything that we've learned, let's just review the second half of the chorus, starting from this bouncing motion with counts, 75% speed music, and then full speed music. And 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's my summer. 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 It's my summer.
That's all I have for this tutorial. I hope this video was helpful for you guys and that you had fun learning the dance with me. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this or more K-pop dance cover videos, please like and subscribe. It would mean a whole lot to me. And other than that, stay wonderful and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
It's my summer. It's summer.